Hello, this is Jorge Lopez over at Tomball Ford. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna take a few moments to go over Ford's new system. Well, it's been out for a little while, but it's Ford's new system to replace the MyTouch, the Ford MyTouch that was on the 2014 and older F-150s. And it is replaced now by the Sync 3 system, which is a way better system. It's much faster. It is a quicker response. So I'm going to go in detail and show you the Sync 3 system. And if you guys happen to be in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, look me up. I'm at Tomball Ford in Tomball, Texas, and I would love the opportunity to help you out. So give me a call, leave a message, subscribe, and give me some thumbs up if you find this video informative. So check this guy out. Okay guys, we are back. And we are doing a quick demonstration on the Sync 3 system that Ford came out with not too long ago, but it's been out already in the market in many of the Ford vehicles. And this is going to be the future of the infotainment center. And this directly replaces the Ford MyTouch, which was built by Microsoft. And this one here, built by BlackBerry, is going to be the Ford's future infotainment center on most of these vehicles, actually all of the vehicles from now on. Right now I'm in a 2016 Ford F-150 Lariat that comes standard with the Sync 3 system. And if a lot of you guys recall, the Ford MyTouch had 4 quadrants. So you had navigation, you had phone on this end, you had the audio, and then you had the climate functions at one of these corners. Well, Ford actually switched from that setup, but kept pretty much the same structure. So you do have all of your buttons here at the bottom. So you have your audio, your climate, your phone, navigational if it's equipped with it, some applications that you can download from your cell phone, and general settings on the vehicle. So let me first of all start off by saying that you've got your home screen up top. So once you hit that button up top, it takes you to this screen right here. It tells you a quick view of the map where you're at, what radio station or sound or music you are playing, and then also if your phone is connected. In this case there's nothing connected, but I'll be connecting my phone and show you how to connect that as well. You've got your temperature up here, your time. I'm sorry, this is your indoor temperature, time, outside temperature, again indoor, and then your ability to connect the system to a Wi-Fi, which I'll show you here in a moment. So first of all, let's talk about the audio. Once you hit your audio button, you do have this screen right here. You actually have your presets right here that you can save, and to save a preset, all you need to do is hold a button until it turns blue. Then you can see that whatever music you are playing or whatever station you're listening to, then now it's going to be saved on your presets right there. Your presets are, you've got 3 sets of them, so you have a total of 18 stations that you can save, and then all you need to do is just hit that button and it'll toggle through your other saved stations. If you do know where you're wanting to go to, you can actually direct tune. So you can actually go to a specific station just by entering that, and it'll take you to that station. Now your sources. This is where you have access to your AM, FM, satellite radio, your CD, and any Bluetooth streaming that you're doing from your cell phone. So it's just as easy as touching that button, and it'll take you to those screens right there. Pretty simple. Satellite music, which you have free as a subscription to try out for 6 months, and then if you love it, then you can just call them up and they will go ahead and connect your services so that you can continue listening to the satellite radio. Your CD, we still do have CDs, which I believe they will be becoming obsolete here in the near future, because everybody is actually streaming from your cell phone, which is really cool, because once you have your cell phone connected, you can stream any type of sound or music that you have from your cell phone, whether it be a downloaded music from Apple iTunes or any other service that you purchase, or any of the radio apps like Pandora, Slacker Radio, Google Music, any of those radio applications that you can download. But be aware that you are using your cell phone's data, and even though music doesn't take much data, just keep an eye out to make sure that you don't go past what you're allotted per month. Let's see. The nice thing about the satellite radio is that you can actually have a replay feature, which is really cool. So let me play something here. We are listening to 90s on 9, I believe, and you can actually go back to the previous track just by hitting that button, which is really cool. You can pause live music and you can continue. If you really love a song that is playing on the satellite radio, you can just hit this button right here, alert, and you can actually tell the system to save Lenny Kravitz in this example, or are you gonna go my way? So you can actually add the song or add the artist, and every time that the artist or that song that you've saved comes playing on any of the radio stations on the satellite radio, it will actually tell you, hey, do you want to tune to this station because that artist or that song is playing. So I think it's a really, really cool system. Okay, going on to the next one, we have your climate. So pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you've got your digital buttons that you can adjust to change your climate temperature. You do have a dual system on here, so you can actually have the passenger have its own separate temperature setting, which is really cool. Your defrost, where do you want the air to come from, and your fan speed. You also do have manual buttons that you can actually also use if you are not in this screen. On and off button is right there for your climate. You got an automatic temperature, so it knows to go to whatever temperature you want it to go to. So if I leave it at 73, it will know to go to 73, and it will know to turn on your heat or turn on your AC to get to 73 degrees. So it's a really, really nice feature to have, and it's really simple to use with the Sync 3 system. Okay, moving on to the next tab, which is the phone. As you can see, there's no phones connected on the system, so I'm going to show you how to also program your personal cell phone onto your system. It's a really cool feature because you can actually have every phone call come in through the vehicle system. It's hands-free. You can go ahead and send a text message, receive a text message. The system will actually read the text message out loud to you. So it's a really, really sophisticated and high-end system, and we've had really good success so far with the Sync 3 system. So in order for you to program your phone, as you can see, you go to the phone tab, and then you have your add phone right here. So I'm going to press it.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Alright, so now we need to go to our device, and we're going to be searching for F-150 in this case. If you're in a Fusion, it'll say Fusion. If you're in a different vehicle, it'll say that type of vehicle that you are in. So I've got my Note 4 right here, so let me show you. So what you need to do is you can scroll down. There's a couple of ways that you can go to the Bluetooth. You can hit the little gear or go to Bluetooth directly. I'm just going to go ahead and go to settings. So this is the main settings of the phone. You go to Bluetooth. Make sure you slide that on. Now, once you are in the Bluetooth section and you have your Bluetooth on, you will notice at the bottom that you will see the vehicle. If you don't, hit scan and it'll scan it again. But in this case, it found the F-150, so I press that. And let's just follow
confirm that the pin displayed on Sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
The directions after this. So it says that my Note is trying to connect with the F-150. Does that pin number match what's showing on my cell phone? Which it does. So I hit OK on my cell phone and hit yes on the actual system.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Okay. Now on the phone itself is actually asking me a couple questions. Do I allow messages from the F-150 from my phone to show on the F-150? I do, so I hit yes. And then also on the screen it says, do you want to auto download the contacts, which in this case we do. You hit it's on. If you don't want to download your contacts onto the system, then select that to off. If you don't, then you will not be able to recognize a phone book entry when they are calling you, or you will not be able to actually tell the system to call a contact by name. So you can slide it and do whatever you wish on that and hit finish. Then the phone is now asking me another question. Do you want to go ahead and have and give permission to my contacts and my phone log? I will hit yes on my device. Now I've got another message. It says that let's see, Sync does not have access to text messaging from my Note 4. I don't know why it's telling me that, so let's go ahead and retry. Alright, it's downloaded all of my contacts and we are done. So my phone is paired to the system, so like I said, anytime that I get an incoming call, then my contact's name will appear on the screen. So in the phone tab, now we have a couple of items here that we can look at. We can look at my recent call lists. We can look at my contacts, so all of my contacts names and information are there. If I hit do not disturb, then what happens is when I get an incoming call, it will ring one time and then it'll send it directly to the voicemail. I can actually also dial a phone number, and you can read and view your text messages as well. And this is a really cool system because you can actually tell the system to call somebody just by hitting the voice command button on the screen. And let me show you how easy that is. So let me call the dealership and show you how easy it is to make a phone call. Call Tomball Ford at work.
Calling Tomball Ford at work.
So because I've got the phone number already saved on there, it's going to call the dealership. And if you got a picture associated with your contact, as you can see, it'll pop up on the screen as well.
Yes, sir.
Hey Jessica, I was just testing the Sync 3 system. Can you hear me okay?
See you fine.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye. Cool. And as you can see, that's a really simple and easy way to make a phone call. Okay, going on to the a little bit more advanced tab is the navigational tab. What I really like about the navigational tab is that like on your cell phone, you can pinch to zoom. Like on your cell phone, and let's say that you don't know the address, but let's say that you want to go right there. You just hit the spot of where you're wanting to go to, you hit start, and it'll actually guide you to that specific spot. This button right here will recenter you, will take you back to where you are at right now. If you hit the controls, you have more options here. You can actually change the angle and the view of the map. That's the 3D, that's the north pointing up, and this is telling you where you are pointing at any given moment. You can actually also use these to zoom in or zoom out, so you have a quicker access to blow up your map or zoom in a little bit more. If you hit the menu button, you have a couple of things here as well. So the screen view, once you're in a destination, a course set, you can actually have different viewings of that map. You can have your full map showing, or you can have a split view. You can have your directions on one half of the screen and your map on the other half of the screen. You can actually look at traffic information as well. So if you're going on a destination, again, it'll show you if there's any problems up ahead, so that you can try to go ahead and reroute or avoid those as well. The navigational settings, you can actually change a couple of things right here. As you can see, you can activate the 3D city model, which is really cool because if you are going downtown or a place where there's buildings, you can actually see them in 3D view. if you do turn on the breadcrumbs, this is actually kind of like a tracking icon that will allow you to see on any given day where you traveled on that map. So you can actually leave little breadcrumbs on the maps as well, on the map, so that you can see where you traveled on that whole day. The point of interest icons, if you have this turned on, you can actually set, for example, to tell you where there's a restaurant, where there is fueling stations or banks and stuff like that. And you can actually now select your point of interest. So you can select food, travel, financial stuff. So you can have a lot of stuff that you can select on here. So it's a really cool system. Going back to the navigational map, the number one reason why you have this system is to actually take you to a specific spot. So you go to destination, and this is a really easy system to use, much easier than the Ford MyTouch. The Ford MyTouch, there was a lot of lag, and it took forever for you to input an address. On here, you actually have like a Google search box. You can actually type in where you're wanting to head to. So let's just type in, for example, there's a little restaurant close to us here at the dealership called Panera Bread. There it is right there. I'd hit that button. It searches. It uses the GPS satellite to search for Panera Bread, and there's a list of Panera Breads closest to the vehicle's location. You can see the mileage. If you hit that specific tab, then you can actually call, you can start the navigation, or you can actually save it to your favorites. Going back, you can actually view your previous destinations. You can set up a home tab there. For example, if you go out of town and you want to know the quickest way back home, you can actually have your home address saved. But be careful with that. What I would recommend is typing in an intersection that is closest to home, and call that home, because if somebody does steal your vehicle with a navigational software, they know where home is at. And the same thing you can do with work as well. You can type in the specific address, or you can actually type in, again, an intersection and call that work. Favorites, you can actually save destinations that you frequent. For example, like every year I go to a water park. I take the family to a water park, and I've got that water park's address saved under my favorites. So I just go into the favorite section, hit that, and bam, it takes me there. Also, what you can do is look at different things like food. So in this case, if you are out of town, you don't know what restaurants are around you, this is a very helpful part of the system to find what restaurants are near the vehicle's location. And like a cell phone, you can quickly go through tons of them. And let's say that you wanted to go to Luby's in this case, and again, it tells you a little bit of information on it, the address. You can call, you can save it, or you can start the navigational software. Let's go back. The same thing with fuel. And the really cool thing about the fuel is that this is in conjunction with your Sirius satellite subscription, and actually tells you what they're charging per gallon. So basically, Sirius buys the purchase price information that customers pay at the specific stations, and that information they posted here for us. And you can, like I said on the previous, you can go and scroll through each one of these, and you can check them out. For a diesel, you can actually go to fuel prices, and you can see if they do have diesel as well. So very cool feature to have on there. Hotels, you do the same thing. ATMs, you do the same thing as well. So very informative, very advanced system, and very easy to use. Okay, going on to the next tab, which is the applications. So there are a few apps that the Ford Sync 3 system works with that you've downloaded on your cell phone. For example, there's a Ford Pass, there's Spotify, and there are a couple of other ones that I'll list on the screen that are at this date compatible with the Ford Sync system. And it's really cool because you can actually go to Spotify. That's one of the apps, music apps that I personally use. Give it permission to have it connect to my cell phone. And what happens is it actually allow me to see my playlists, my artists, whatever music that I have saved on the system. And it's a really cool feature to have. So right now it is playing this song that I have. It's been a while since I've used it, but let me show you artists. So it goes to the cell phone and it picks up the song from that artist. I don't know why it's not playing, but must have something off on my cell phone. But that's something that you can do, and as you can see, Spotify is running at the moment. So it's a really cool system. It works really, really good. And again, it's on the app section of the Sync 3. Going on to settings. On settings here, you can change a lot of things. You can go to sound. You can adjust your treble, fade, speed compensated volume. If you have this on low, medium, or high, what happens is the higher the speed that the vehicle is at, it basically increases the volume of the sound, so it compensates for any noise, any road noise, or any noise that is out on the outside of the vehicle. On navigational, you can have map preferences. You can actually we already talked about this right here. This is where you can adjust your clock. Again, the mobile apps, you can enable them or disable. You can update, and you can see what apps you have on the system. On the Bluetooth, this is where you can actually continue to add more devices. And the really cool thing about it is
on your device and select it once it is found.
We're not going to add any more, but the really cool thing about this is you can actually download iPads or a Samsung tablet, and really any tablet that has Bluetooth capability. And the really awesome thing about it is that you can actually be watching a movie, for example, in surround sound. So the only thing that is going to be streaming is the sound, no visual. You can see the list of all of the devices that are connected right in that screen. Going on to the next one. Let's see, mobile apps. We've already talked about that. On the phone, you can view again your devices, manage your contacts. You can actually have a set phone ringer come in through the vehicle. You can actually pick your personal ringer that's on your cell phone if you wanted to, and then you've got some other options here as well. On general, on here, this is where you can change your language, your distance from miles to kilometers, temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius, etc. And you can read some other options that you have here. If ever you have any issues with any of these systems, you can actually do a master reset, and that'll take you back to the factory specs, just like it left the factory. So if you're having any issues with the system, which I highly doubt you will, you can also always do a master reset. Going on to the next part, 911 assist. I always recommend to have 911 assist on. If you do have it on, if the airbags do deploy, that means that you're involved in a serious accident, and this system will use your cell phone to call 911 immediately for you. And you can actually also set emergency contacts, and the system will also call these contacts as well. For display, you can show brightness, you can make it dimmer if you wanted to, and this is where you can actually change it. You can set it to auto, which means when the headlights on the vehicle come on at night, this will turn into the night mode, which I'm not too fond of. I wish it had a little bit more color, but it's basically black with the white font, and whatever button or tab you're selected, it turns it blue. So it's supposed to be easy on your eyes, but still have enough contrast so that you're able to see it at night. Let's go ahead and go back to the day mode. There you go. Okay, this is one of the features that I love about the Sync 3 system. On the previous version, which was called MyTouch, if there was any updates for the system, you would have to download them on your computer on a memory stick, place the memory stick and the USB port on the truck or car, wait up to an hour for the system to update itself. Now you can actually update over your home Wi-Fi or work Wi-Fi, whatever Wi-Fi you have your vehicle connected to. You can actually go ahead and download any updates for the software as well. So what you do is, once you get to home, for example, or at work, you hit that Wi-Fi tab and it'll take you to the screen. If you wanted to connect to a system, you need to make sure that you have that on. And then once you're ready to connect, you hit this button here, and it's going to search for any available Wi-Fi networks. In this case, you can see we have our Wi-Fi here at Tomball Ford. Once you connect to the system, then if you have it password protected, then go ahead and type in your password, so make sure you know that. And then once that system is connected, it will basically tell you when there are notifications, where there are new updates available, so that you can go ahead and do it. The voice control tab, you've got a couple of things here that you can do. If you are already very familiar with the system, you can go ahead and hit advanced mode, turn that on. And basically what happens is this will make it quicker access to allow you to say commands to the system quicker. So try that out, and if you are familiar with the system, you can actually save yourself a little bit of time and hit make a phone call or play a song a lot quicker. Phone confirmation, basically self-explanatory. It'll confirm the phone number or the contact name before that is placed. If you like that feature, make sure you turn that on. And then the voice command list, it gives you a list of any available commands when you hit the voice command button. Alright, going back, this is another feature that is brand new with Sync 3, and some of the F-150s don't have it, but you are able to download Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So depending on which platform you use, you can actually have your phone's maps and any other application directly come up on the screen. So if you don't have navigational software on Sync 3, for those people that don't have that option, you can actually connect your phone to the USB port. Once that is connected, you can go ahead and hit Android Auto, and whatever map you have on your cell phone, it'll show up on the screen. I will be making another video, and I'll leave the link on the description so that you can check out the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Valet mode, going on to the next tab, pretty self-explanatory. If you do go to a valet service and you don't want any of these folks to look at your contacts or check out any of your radio presets, you can enable a 4-digit PIN number, which will be used so that you can go ahead and gain access to the system again once you type in that 4-digit PIN number. Vehicle, you've got a couple of things that you can do here. You can change your door keypad if you wanted to. You would have to type in the original factory keypad code in order for you to do that. And camera settings. So as you can see on the screen, you've got some parking aid assists. If you don't want those on, then you can go ahead and turn those off. You can actually see it right there. It'll actually tell you if you're getting close to an object, and it'll shade them in different colors. A camera delay, if you have that on, that means that when let's say that you're connecting a trailer, you put it in reverse, and then once you put it back in drive, the backup camera will stay on until you reach a certain speed. That is the camera delay. If you don't like that on, you can just turn it off. Let's go back. And then last, we have ambient lighting. This is really cool because you can actually change the color of the lights that will show up around the cup holders and the footwell area, and then also in the back passenger area as well. So this is, in summary, the Sync 3 system. If you got any questions, if there's anything that I can assist you with, do not hesitate to leave a comment. If you found any of this information helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. That will allow me to go ahead and continue to make more videos. And again, if you happen to be in the market for a vehicle, do not hesitate to give me a call. If you live in the Tomball, Texas area, surrounding areas, Houston, the Woodlands, Spring, Katy, Texas, reach out to me. My information is on the screen, and I would love to help you out. Again, thank you again, and we will be in touch. You all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.